Greetings and salutations, my lovely little bitelings. Today I'll be talking about some great news regarding Ashes of Creation. So the people behind Ashes of Creation are showing off their pre-alpha tutorial at PAX West. Now because of this, we finally have some more in-game footage and some actual information on the classes found in Ashes of Creation. And of course an early look on how the combat actually plays. Now, do remember this is pre-alpha footage, so try not to be too judgmental on what it looks like, because, once again, it's pre-alpha footage. By the time Ashes of Creation launches, there is supposed to be in total 8 classes, with these 8 classes being able to upgrade and turn into another type of class at a later date. However, in the pre-alpha tests and the normal Alpha 0 test, you'll only be able to play 4 of the 8 classes. But before I do talk about these classes, I will point out that they've finally confirmed an actual date for the very first alpha test for Ashes of Creation. This alpha test is called Alpha 0, as I mentioned, and is scheduled for the 15th of December this very year in 2017, which is absolutely fantastic that we'll finally be able to try it if we're one of the lucky ones that get in. Now, back onto the topic of classes and combat, let's just go over the combat first before we move on to the classes so you can understand how it all works in Ashes of Creation. So to start off, there is no auto attack in Ashes of Creation. Every skill has to be manually used. Now the combat is said to be a mix of action combat, which requires no targets to fight, and some elements of auto-targeted skills. Now when you use your specific skills, a little timed window will appear. Now if you click your skill again on the right spot, being the red part, you will gain focus if you do this correctly. Focus is of course a special resource for specific skills, not unlike rage or energy bars found in other MMORPGs. Besides gaining focus from successfully using this system, you can also add and customize chain skills into a combo after the skill has been successfully used. Okay, now that that's covered, let's talk about the actual classes in their combat. So the first class that was shown was Tank. Now, I'm not exactly sure if that's its official name for the class, but that's how the developers of Ashes of Creation was referring it to, and as such, I will do the same. So yeah, Tank is exactly what it sounds like. It's the Tank class. The fighting style is all about protecting one's allies, with skills like giant walls to block and knock down enemies, chaining enemies and pulling them towards itself, damage share defensives, halving the damage dealt towards your targeted ally by taking the other half of the damage for them, and they were generally the skills shown for the Tank class. Now, there's supposed to be a good amount of class customization in regards to skill combinations and edits you can do, so I doubt this is all the Tank has to offer. However, this is all that is currently available to it, at least in the pre-alpha tests. Then of course we have the Mage class. The Mage in Ashes of Creation can use multiple elements with her trusty grimoire in hand. She can use anything from a fireball to a lightning bolt, immobilizing ice magic to keep her enemies away while she escapes from danger. Or if things get really dangerous, she can teleport a short distance in the direction she's facing, even over large gaps. This Mage class can also use illusion magic, creating mirages of herself, making her immune to damage for a short period of time. If all of these skills fail to either kill the enemy or allow you to escape, then you've got one last massive AoE skill that shatters the ground, knocking down enemies in all directions and dealing a mass amount of damage. That will probably keep you alive. Next on the list is the greatest class of all, which is of course the Ranger. This class is pretty much what you would expect. It's got a bow, it's got an arrow, and you proceed to shoot enemies in the face with said arrow, with a variety of effects. For instance, you can charge up your attack, and the longer it's charged up, the stronger it'll be. This skill will also pass through your target, or any target for that matter, in the direction of the shot. So it's in essence a column AoE. Besides this, you also possess the ability to immobilize your enemies and debuff them, making them weaker to your damage and your team's damage. And of course, if anything becomes too dangerous for the Ranger, or if an enemy gets too close, you can always shout nope and roll out of danger. And if you time your skill right, you can unleash a volley of arrows to decimate your foes from afar. Lastly on the list, there is Cleric. Now, Cleric is the healer, but she can fight just as well as she can heal, which is strange, but in a good way. Now, she can cast a healing spell on her ally, like you would expect from a healer. However, the ally with the heal spell on will damage enemies if they come too close to the healed target, as it places a damage over time while you're in close proximity to a target that's being healed by a cleric. Now, if the cleric needs to heal a group of players, she can place down a ward on the ground. This ward will heal all allies inside and deal dot damage to enemies that are also inside this AoE. If these skills aren't enough to heal back your allies, you also have the ability to shoot your friendly players with light beams, which will heal high amounts of HP, or instead, you could use that against an enemy and deal a large amount of damage to your foe. Be warned not to insult your healer in this game, as this class can enter a divine form. This form is a constant AoE of healing and dot damage, whilst her actual stats are generally enhanced for the duration of her divine form. Now, if all else fails, and you still somehow manage to die, she can revive you, if she's feeling generous. Now, that is pretty much it for all of the classes in Ashes of Creation. If you'd like to personally read the skills and the class information for yourself, I will leave a link in the description so you can do so. Now, on to some of the areas and features shown in the PAX Pre-Alpha. So as you'll be seeing right now, they are generally showing off some of the areas you can see, with a quick look at the early stages of one of the nodes, which is a town, and a look at how the carriage escort actually plays in-game, as escorting carriages in Ashes of Creation will play a large part in the general economy for nodes. Then there is of course some footage showing off the PvP arena. The arena will have you and 3 others versus 4 enemy players in a battle of skill and teamwork, and you'll be required to capture control points within the arena and slay the enemy team. Now, to capture said points, you will need to destroy the pillars located around. Once the enemy pillars are destroyed, you will place your own pillar in place of the pillar you destroyed, which will gain you points. The first person to get the most points will obviously win. You can instead get points from killing players, but it's probably ideal for you to get pillars and kill players to win this match. Now, like I said earlier, there will be an Alpha 0 in December. To get into this, you will need to register to their official website, which I will link in the description. Now, once you've registered, they will pick at random every week who gets the codes to get into the Alpha 0 test in December. So be sure to sign up now in case you're one of the lucky ones that get chosen to try it out. Now, this is generally all of the new information I have regarding Ashes of Creation. I'm sorry if this is quite a long video in comparison to my normal news videos, but I figured as this is quite a hyped game, and I figured a lot of you guys would like to know all of this information, I thought I'd just put it all out there and not skim on anything. Anyway guys, thank you very much for sitting through this and watching this video, and as always, good day, night, or afternoon, wherever it is where you are, and I will see you guys in the next video.